Hello and welcome back to the channel. On today's tutorial I'm going to be sharing with you how to make a 3D bead wire work embellishment or applique for your dress. And if this is something you like and you're interested in, please hit on the subscribe button. So let's dive right into today's video. And I also have other videos on how to make 3D applique. You can also go ahead and check it out on my YouTube channel. So this is the glass bead that I'm going to work with, and this is a gold coated bead and this is a pearl bead, and we are going to be using it for this particular tutorial. Another thing we are going to be using is my copper wire. So the size I have here is 0.50 mm, and when you're buying your bead you need to check out the size because it is very important, because the smaller it is, it's going to pass through any size of bead that you're using. So now for this I'm going to go ahead to cut out the wire that I'm going to use. So there's no particular measurement to this, it just depends on what you are creating. So you can use your plier or you can go ahead and use your scissors to cut it out. So first I'm going to pass one of my bead and I'll make sure it is at the center. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead to twist my wire this way. As simple as that. You're just going to continue twisting your wire until you get this consistency that the bead is tight on the wire. Now I'm going to separate it into two equal parts and I will just go ahead and twist and make sure that it is tight enough. After I'm done twisting, I'm going to go ahead to pick one bead and I'm going to pass. Now while passing, I won't take it to the end and I'll create a little length, and I'll start twisting it again to get to the center where the other part is. So this is what I have at this point. I'm going to keep it and then select the other part of the wire and I'm going to pass my bead. Now when I get the desired length I want, I'm going to start twisting it again. I'm going to keep twisting it till I get that consistency that the bead is tight on the bead on the copper wire. So at this point this is what I have. So sorry, the wire is a little difficult to work with right now because it's a bit lengthy. The length of the wire is long. So now I'll pass another bead and I'll start twisting. This is more about being creative. Any design, you can just create what you have seen on a dress, or you can get creative with what you want. So now I'll pass another bead and I'll start twisting this way till I get what I want. So looking at it now, this is what we have. After you're done passing it, this is what the design you have at this point is looking like. So I want to go ahead and twist my wire again this way, and this is what I have. So I'll continue twisting it and then I'll take one part of this and I'm going to be passing another bead through it. And after passing that bead, I'm just going to go ahead to twist the wire this way. It's just easy to twist the wire to get whatever you want or whatever shape. So at this point I'll stop and I'm going to go ahead to pass another bead. So I'm trying to create like a little branch at this side of my bead to create like more like a flower with branches on this side. So after that I'm just going to connect it to the other wire that I started with, and then I will twist it and connect it back to the center. But before I do that, I'm going to create another branch again and then go ahead to twist it. After I'm done twisting it, I'm going to go ahead to connect it back to the center. So I don't know if you understand what I'm doing or if you're seeing it properly, but if you have any question, please leave it at the comment section. So after I'm done twisting, this is the final result we have at this point, and I'm going to go ahead to connect it to the center of the wire. So now I want to pass this bead at the center, putting it at the center of the wire. So this is just an option just like I said, you have to be creative. It's either you're recreating what you saw on a dress or you're just creating your own design. So now I'm going to go ahead to twist this. After twisting it, you want to create another branch immediately so that the bead you passed at the center won't move. So I'm passing another bead, and after passing that bead, I want to go ahead and create another branch so that that bead I passed at the center that will serve as a design does not fall off. So this is what I have at this point. Then I will twist or bend the wire till I get to the center of the design. So after doing this, I want to go ahead and create like a petal effect for this particular bead work that I'm doing. So to do that, I'm just going to draw out a little shape on a paper and I'm going to cut it out. So I'm going to be using this shape to cut out like 6 pieces, which is, by the time you cut out 6 pieces, you'll be having 3. So that's 2 on a pair, making it 3 pieces all together. So after I'm done cutting out, I'm going to unpin this and I will be showing you what I have. After I'm done unpinning it, I'm going to go ahead to iron gum stay on one side. So you can create more than 3 pairs or more if you so desire. So I've gone ahead to iron gum stay on it. This is to give it more stability because I'm working on a doll face. So now I want to go ahead and I will cut out this wire, and you can go ahead to double it or place it single on it. So I'll be applying my gum on it and I will go ahead and stick the wire at the center this way. This is to hold down the wire, copper wire, on the petal. And I'm going to, after doing that, I'm going to go ahead and apply gum on it, and I will take one part that doesn't have the gum stay and I will place it on it. So now with this effect, you can go ahead and bend your petal to any shape of your choice, and I'll leave it to dry while I go ahead to do the same for the other petals. So my petal is dried right now and I'm going to bond the edges. So you can also go ahead and top stitch it round so that you make sure that your petal, when water touches it, it doesn't separate from the back, does not separate from the front. So because this is a tutorial and I might not be using this, so I will go ahead and not top stitch on it, but to make sure that you have a long lasting petal, go ahead and top stitch around it, and if you do that, you're going to be beading around it. But for this tutorial, we're focusing more on the wire work, so I'm just going to show you how to attach it down on your bead work. So now I'm going to take one of this petal and I'm going to attach, and I will twist it around this, and then take the remaining part of it and I'll twist it on one side of the branch. With that way, I'll be hiding it at that point. So when you're doing this, you want to make sure you are working with your pliers so that any pointy edge of this, you can just use your plier to blend it. But if you don't have a plier, you can just use your scissors to hold it down a little. Now I'll twist this end and I want to attach one part of the petal to it. So now I'm going to go ahead to blend one part of the wire coming from the petal to one side of the bead wire, and after doing that, I'm going to then take the other side of the bead wire and blend it together with that part that has the wire coming from the petal. So after doing that, this is what I have. Now you want to go ahead and create another branch on this, and then you're going to place and you're going to twist it, creating like another branch on your wire work. So this is what I have, and I'll go ahead to create another branch all together. So looking at it at this point, this is what we have and it's looking all beautiful, and you want to go ahead and create more branches for it. After you must have created more branches on this, then I'm going to attach the last petal to it this way, and I'll go ahead to twist it round and then twist it to one side of the wire of the beadwork, which after twisting it, you're going to go ahead and then blend it or twist it with the other side. So this is what I have at this point, and I'll go ahead to twist. So I'll be stopping at this point, and this is what our end result is looking like. You can create more of this or create more designs to attach to your dress. So to attach this to your dress, all you need is your needle and thread to just stitch it down on the wire. There is nothing much. Just use your invisible thread to stitch it down, just like you're sewing, you're tacking something to a dress. So I'll go ahead and also show you other designs or how to work with your copper wire to create other designs. So the next design, we are going to be making use of the glass bead. So I've gone ahead to cut out the wire that I'm using for this, and the next thing is I want to start passing my bead. So now I'll pass my first bead and I will pass the second bead to it, and then I'll bend it at the back and I will twist my wire at this point. So while twisting, I'll make sure that it is very tight and consistent so that your bead does not shift and your bead does not have any space to move around. So now you're going to go ahead and pass another bead, and I'll be passing 3 beads for this, and after that I'm going to leave a little space and then bend it down. So now I'll go ahead and twist my wire this way, and this is what I have at this point. So after twisting it, I'm going to go ahead and create at the other part, and I'll go ahead to pass 3 beads also, and after passing that 3 bead, I'm going to leave a little space and then I'll go ahead to bend it this way, creating like a little triangle, and I'll go ahead to twist just like I did on the other side. So this is like creating another branch, and look at what I have, and this is how it is looking. It is coming out nice, and I'll go ahead to twist again and create another branch. So this is like very easy to do. A beginner can easily do this. Now I'll go ahead and I'll create another branch, and after creating that, I'm going to go ahead to pass my bead. So me creating another branch means me separating one strand of the bead wire to one side, which is the left or the right, and I'll go ahead to twist. And after doing that, I'm just going to twist it back to the main wire, like both of them back together. And now I'll take one side also, and I will repeat the same process, pass the bead wire, and I'm going to bend it over again, and I'm going to go ahead to twist it. So after twisting it, this is what I have. So I'll continue this process till I get the desired length I want. So you can make this actually long and tack it down on a dress, or you can attach it to a structured design or structured sleeve. Sorry, you can attach it to a structured sleeve of a dress. So I'll continue doing this till I get my desired length. This is more like passing your bead and twisting your wire. So after I'm done passing the last bead, so this is what I have. So you can create this design, you can make it long, you can make it short, and then attach it to your dress or structured sleeve. So moving to the last design, I've cut out my wire and I'm passing my bead. So now we're doing like a single design. So now I'm going to go ahead and pass my bead, and I'm going to go ahead and twist it back this way. And after twisting it back, I'll twist it to the main wire together, and then I'll separate again, and I'll be creating like another branch all together, and I'll go ahead to twist. So for this, I'm not going to make much branches. So after I'm done twisting on this side, I'm done with this particular design. This is just what I want for this. So what I'll do right now is to go ahead and repeat the same process that I did for this, and I'll go ahead to cut out my copper wire, and I'll be passing my bead. I'll pass the first one just like I did on the first part that I created. After passing my first bead, I'm going to go ahead to pick another one, and I will pass and then twist the wire back to the main line. And after that, I'm going to create another branch with this bead wire work, whatever you call it, whether you call it like a branch or leaf like effect. So after doing that, I'm just going to connect this part to the other part of the beadwork that I have created. So in some cases, you can just create like single piece of design and just connect it together to create what you want. So I'll go ahead and create the third single branch, which I'll be connecting to it. So after that, I'll be connecting it to the other branch, and this is what I have. This is what it's looking like. So you can see this on mostly on the structured sleeve of a dress. So if you find this tutorial very interesting and educative, please don't forget to hit on the subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and join us in our next video. And if you haven't yet subscribed to our second YouTube channel, which is Draft with Maki, please go down to our second YouTube channel, subscribe, and we have educative tutorials on the channel too. Thanks.